Hello, welcome to my vlog for personal trainers. This is where I'll be trying to answer questions that help trainers get better. Today, I'm asking, why should we stretch our clients and how does flexibility work, if it works at all? It is important to know that I was known for my assisted stretching skills, as you can see in this photo. The secret to being great at assisted stretching was to understand the muscles, thank you years of dull anatomy books, and then have the confidence in your hands-on skills to make your clients feel secure in your knowledge. Thank you Annette Lang for delivering the best assisted stretch course I ever went on. With my reputation in stretch established, I wanted to show off with more flexibility knowledge. This took me to the research, and that research hurt my ego. I wanted to share that knowledge with you. If you're on YouTube or Instagram, then I have a link to my blog post below, which has the name of some of the papers that you can start to enjoy and kick off your own research journey. So enjoy that. Shh! Let you into the secrets that I found using my secret spy skills of just reading. The books and courses tell us that we should stretch, but then they do not make any reasoning as to why. Level 3 courses point to the ACSM, and the ACSM give guidelines and then suggest that the research only says that more active people are more flexible. Strange, eh? Here is the main issue. If there's no reason to stretch, what should you stretch? According to level 3 in the UK, you should stretch appropriate muscles. These appropriate muscles are then not defined. So what do we stretch? Let's park what to stretch for a minute and work out how stretching is supposed to work. I've looked at the research, and the best I can find in the short term is that the muscle belly lengthens until it hits its length, and then the rest of the range comes from the ligaments. One of the limits to muscle length is the nervous system, unless you hit a bony block, of course. As you'll see in some of the future videos, if it's neurological, then we have to mention the brain, proprioception, feelings, experience, and skill development at least. In the long term, some increase in range, as well as hypertrophy, can come from end range training, or stretching, as it's often described. Moving through end range while loaded, or strength training, as it's often called, is also an effective way of increasing muscle length and hypertrophy over time. Getting back to the problem, how do we know which muscle to stretch? Well, let me answer my own question. The problem is that muscles do not tighten so much as they feel tighter. Obviously, I place a caveat in this, where it is possible a muscle shortens due to an injury, such as a muscle tear, or a prolonged time in forced short positions during recovery from a different injury. In short, we don't know accurately if any muscle needs stretching. Courses tend to point us to static and movement-based assessments, but I'm not sure. Unfortunately, the tests I have found in gyms and textbooks are related to posture or muscle balance, neither of which show a causation link to injury or most performance outcomes. So even if a postural assessment, manual muscle test, or range of motion assessment worked, then they do not really tell us anything. So should we even stretch or work on flexibility? Well, let me answer my own question again. I say yes, but with some rules. If these techniques are used after the training session and to make the client who requested them to feel nice, then use them. Should a client just want more range and they have not suggested being stretched, I'd use some of the motor skill development techniques that I'll share in another video later on. Okay, my final thought is this. Stretch your client if they want that, but don't do it before they need to move. Think more about the outcome than the program components. Use research to help you find out what you need to do for your client. If you look in the description, you'll see a link to my blog where I wrote a lot of this, but you'll also find a load of research that could work as a jumping off point to help you make your own decisions. And yes, I do take a bath fully clothed in real.